Namaskar, this is your former captain from Team India Powerlifting, Mr. Kaustubh Ghosh, ASEAN and Commonwealth Silver Medalist. Today the main purpose of this video is to enhance and guide CBSE class 12 students for the subject of health and physical education. Today we will particularly discuss their very first chapter, that is planning in sports. Since this is a huge chapter, we have splitted it into three parts. This is part 1. Here we will mainly discuss the aims and objectives and the various committees and their role pre, during and post competition. On the next video we will entirely discuss about the tournament and how to draw fixture, and on the third part we will do rest of the chapter. We will learn rest of the chapters. So let's begin. Now planning is a process of thinking to achieve certain activities or a particular goal. Now comes the objectives of planning. In CBSE, if a broad question comes, you must write at least 6 points. So today I will elaborate or discuss 7 points with you. First objectives of planning. That is, sorry, you cannot see my board due to the light setup. Maybe from the next video I will try to sort it out. The first point is to reduce the pressure of urgency. Pressure of urgency means if there is no planning, everything would go haphazard. Means there would be a mess of everything. Suppose the chief guest has arrived. Now who will receive the chief guest? Who will do the announcement? Everything will be a mess if there is no planning. Next comes good control. Control means there are many committees which have been made before a competition or before an event. So to control all the committees, there must be a pre-planned structure to the administrative body. Next comes the proper coordination. As I've told that there are numerous committees, approximately there are around 12 to 15 committees, which I will discuss you with in the later part of this video. So planning helps in proper coordination between all the committees, like coordination between the transportation committee and the boarding committee. Suppose a team has arrived and you are the organizing member of from your school, and the transportation committee has reached the station or the bus stand to receive the team, and if there is no coordination between transportation committee and the boarding and lodging committee, the team has to wait in your school after reaching your school for getting allotment of their respective rooms. Now next comes reduce of mistake. It is quite obvious that if you are prepared for even for your exam, the chances of mistakes are quite low. So for the games and sports, the proper planning reduces the chances of mistake. Next is increase of efficiency. This is also quite obvious that whenever you are planned, you are prepared. So readiness obviously increases your efficiency. Next comes enhance creativity. Definitely planning enhance creativity, because when you are pre-planned, when you are prepared, you have an ample of opportunities to add on things to enhance your work, enhance your competition or your activity. And the 7th point is enhancing sports performance. The previous points which I was discussing was about the administrative committee. Planning is not only limited to administration or organizing of sports. It is also very much crucial for the sports person itself. As you know, sports life or life of a sports person is very much disciplined life. So when the time of waking up, the time of having breakfast, time of having practice, everything needs to be pre-planned, and we can have a detailed discussion in the later video. Now comes the various committees and their responsibilities pre, during and post competition or event. The structure is very simple. There are 3 layers of structure. At the top there is administrative committee, then executive committee, then organizing committee. In administrative committee, the members are principal of the organizing school, the administrative members of that organizing school, and also the chief observer of CBSE is also included in that administrative committee. In the executive committee, generally it consists of vice principal of the school, different coordinators, and possibly the HODs of various subjects. Now, what is the role of this executive committee? They used to control the organizing committee. If any problem arises in organizing committee, the head of the organizing committee used to report to the executive committee, and if the situation goes out of control, then only executive committee report to the administrative committee. Now, what are the different organizing committee? First comes the publicity committee. The role of publicity committee is to publish and advertise the event at various levels, like to press club, to different schools, and obviously the invitation of guests and other dignitaries. Next comes the transportation committee. Transportation committee take the charge of receiving the participants on their arrival from the nearest bus stand or railway stations or airport, and also the responsibility goes on after the checkout from the school, and they used to took them to the respective bus stand, railway station or airport. Next comes boarding and lodging committee. Boarding and lodging committee used to allot rooms for every individual participants, officials and coaches, and also used to provide them beddings and used to maintain a proper checklist. Next comes the decoration and ceremony committee. Their responsibility is to decorate the sports arena, the school, and obviously the backstage of where the program or main cultural program used to take place. Next comes the ground and equipment committee. Their responsibility is used to maintain the ground, and also they used to maintain a proper checklist of the equipment. The responsibility of distributing tea, coffee and sports drinks during the competition goes to this committee. Next comes reception committee. Reception committee's role is quite crucial because they used to maintain all the documents of the incoming teams, and they used to hand it over to the next committee, that is entry and program committee. Entry and program committee used to maintain all the documentation throughout the competition. Next comes the official committee. They used to coordinate and facilitate the organizing officials. Next comes the announcement committee. Their roles goes on from the first day to the last day. They announce each and every notifications to the players and officials. Then comes the first aid committee. First aid committee used to get their first aid kit ready for every mishaps, and if the situation gets beyond control, there is always an ambulance ready to receive the injured to the nearby healthcare facilities. Next, the final point is finance. The finance committee always have a pre-planned budget, and they used to keep a very close eye to the budget, and they used to prepare a detailed income and expense statement, which is later required to submit it to the administrative committee at the end of the event. Well, this is all for part 1. We'll meet soon in the part 2. If there is any doubt, please let me know in the comment below, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the earlier notification of my next video. Namaskar.